Okay, everybody in the world knows that Brian Barczyk is going through some things. So is his family. And that's extremely hard for a lot of the reptile community to deal with because he's such an inspiration and like a godfather to the entire industry as a whole and a lot of what we do. And I thought that it might be cool to talk about some of my experiences with him and kind of just help with the whole, like, who is Brian to us, reptile keepers? I first remember running into him in Reptiles magazine and then following him on different social media outlets, probably honestly 20 years ago, maybe. He was one of the people who bred, maybe some of you don't know this actually, but he bred some of the first ball python morphs that were imported and definitely helped really boost that boom in the reptile industry, which started with ball pythons, which just as a reptile like seller and store owner myself, ball pythons are like the bread and butter of what we do. You know, there are a few other animals that were right there with it, but he did those too, like corn snakes and all of those things. They were like the OGs of this industry and of the hobby. And without them, we wouldn't be here. There's no way. I mean, if you really think about this, if people didn't take a ball python and make it every single color under the rainbow and like create a hobby, where would we be? Like, why would they make this stuff that they make? People never would have gotten into it. So Brian is right there. He's the godfather of that. He's the reason why, you know, you keep a snake or a lizard, I keep a snake or a lizard on the scale that we do. So I remember seeing, oh boy, I'm gonna have to get up. I didn't plan on that, but I'm gonna show you something. I remember seeing back in the day a picture of him standing there with this really long hair, looked like this like heavy metal guy with like the biggest smile, like heavy metal meets like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And he's showing something that he's holding in his hand snake-wise, and behind him there's aisles of these white racks that he did all of his original like breeding in, like the animals that completely changed the hobby. Now I'm a big fan of Brian, and I have to come with me real quick, real fast. There's two of them. Although he had like literally hundreds, I don't even know how many, but I went there and I picked up a couple because like I said, I'm a big fan. And if you got to pay like tribute to your roots, and those racks started this hobby. And because this is what I want to carry on, I want to have a good name in this. Like, I want to be a stepping stone to where this industry progresses in a positive way, with inspiring kids, like I was inspired as a kid, and helping people do it successfully. It made sense to me to get some of like the things that I remember when I was young, seeing and just saying like, wow. So that was my first real experience. And then I started watching his videos and seeing his like passion and energy for every single thing that he did back then carry on to now. It's not different. He never got burnt out like I did with piercing. He like stayed 100% true to it, in a way that like I can't even imagine. Carrying on to the next story, I went to Tinley Park's NARBC, and if you don't know what that is, it's the world's largest reptile convention. It's absolutely the best. There are so many people there. I can't even begin to tell you, like, just trust me. Pause this video, go search Tinley Park NARBC, and watch one of the videos of the lions. It's insane. I got early bird tickets, so I went there, and I was there probably 4 hours before it started. And I went and wandered around and made it back to the beginning where I had JMG hognoses, which like great hognose breeder. But anyway, I was looking at his table, and then suddenly like this massive like crowd formed around the entrance, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Maybe somebody had a big snake or something, because that was happening nonstop. And I look over, and then I see Jay from the Reptarium, one of Brian Barczyk's employees, and like actors, I guess you could call him, on his show. And then all of the other crew came out, and then Brian came out, just swarmed by people. And he was helping a little boy pick out a gecko that he wanted. He was gonna pay for the entire thing. And in the meantime, while this kid's looking for whatever lizard that he wanted, or snake, or I think whatever he wanted at the entire expo, but I think he went with a gecko, Brian was stopping and talking to every single person. And I'm not the type to really want to bother anybody when it comes to that kind of thing, but I definitely said, like, hey, I'm a huge fan of you, can I just get a quick photo? But it wasn't that quick. He just stopped and he wanted to talk and like ask where I was from and what I keep and everything. And it was a cool experience. He had so much patience with everybody, and you could see it throughout the video too. I used to sometimes watch his videos and think, like, man, he must like down a Red Bull and then start, but like I think it's just how he is. Like, he's just like that. So it was cool. But anyway, when I went to Tinley Park, I was planning on opening this pet store, and for my birthday, which was right around the time that the store was about to open, I got to go and do a private tour of the Reptarium, which is his reptile zoo down in Utica, Michigan, with Brian Barczyk being the person who would follow us around and answer our questions and take out animals. I got to see Elvis, the Asian water monitor, which is one of my like absolute favorite animals. Ben and Jerry, the two-headed king snake, like just so many things that were just incredible to see in person because I've been following them for years. Bowser is intense. Nothing like what the video, he's so much bigger, and the store is bigger, the cages are bigger, they're cleaner than you would think. Like, there's nothing out of place in this place. It's spotless. The crew is so kind and like fun to be around. It's hands down just like life-changing. And to think that I got to experience that already invested in this industry because of Brian, it was a big deal. So I wanted to take some of that passion and education and like energy and bring it up to what I'm doing, because if I'm the stepping stone that's going to lead to the future generations looking at reptiles and thinking of like the childhood people who inspired them, I want to make sure that I can give the same energy Brian gave to me, you know, with it. So I don't know, it's just intense thinking about you know, one day everybody kicks the bucket. But like, Brian really isn't going to. Not in a way. Like, Legacy is a pretty fitting name because if I'm inspiring a kid and Brian inspired me as a kid, Brian doesn't end. And that's something that we should all keep in mind. So, anyway, it's hard to watch his videos because obviously his health is declining, but I know that's what he'd want, and I've seen the energy he puts into everything, so make sure to still watch him. Subscribe if you haven't, Brian Barczyk. Trust me, if you haven't seen his videos, go find his old ones. The guy's amazing. And if you get a chance to go to the Reptarium or the Legacy or make a donation, please do it. And most importantly, I think that even Brian would say, if you can find a way to inspire people with the reptile industry like he does, do that too. You know, keep it going, keep the ball rolling. You need the momentum. So, yeah, again, if you've never seen his videos, go check them out. And speaking about,